The Galactic Military Academy buzzed with activity as cadets from dozens of species prepared for their daily combat training. Lieutenant Vax, a towering Thraxian with scales the color of obsidian, supervised the sparring session with his usual air of superiority. His forearms moved with precise movements as he demonstrated techniques to the mixed species class. Among the cadets stood Maya Chen, one of only 3 humans in the entire academy. At 5'6", she appeared almost comically small compared to her peers. Kragan standing 9 feet tall, Crystalline Vortex with their geometric bodies, and the Serpentine Slithers who could wrap around their opponents multiple times. "Human," Lieutenant Vax barked, his translator crackling with static. "Step forward. Time to demonstrate why your species lacks proper combat reflexes." Maya moved to the center of the training mat, her movements fluid and controlled. She wore the standard academy uniform, its reinforced fabric designed to withstand the various combat techniques taught here. Around her, other cadets formed a circle, eager to witness what had become a daily ritual of humiliation for the human contingent. "Your species is weak," Vax continued, circling Maya like a predator. "Slow reflexes, fragile bones, inferior strength. Yet the council insists on admitting humans to the academy." His translator dripped with disdain. "Let me show everyone why this is a mistake." The Thraxian assumed a combat stance, his forearms raised. 2 held traditional energy staffs, while the other 2 flexed massive claws. Maya remained still, hands at her sides, watching her instructor's movements with calm focus. "Begin," Vax shouted. The lieutenant lunged forward with surprising speed for his size, bringing both energy staffs down toward Maya's head. The watching cadets expected to see her attempt to dodge or block, likely failing in the process. Instead, something extraordinary happened. Maya's body moved with impossible speed and precision. She sidestepped the descending staffs, her right hand shooting out to grip Vax's primary wrist. Before anyone could process what was happening, she pivoted, using the lieutenant's momentum against him. Her left leg swept behind his rear legs while her free hand found a pressure point on his neck. In one fluid motion, she executed a perfect hip toss. Lieutenant Vax, all 700 pounds of scaled muscle and cybernetic enhancement, sailed through the air. He crashed onto the training mat with a thunderous impact that sent shockwaves through the floor. The energy staffs clattered away, deactivated by the sudden impact. Complete silence filled the training hall. Maya stood calmly beside the fallen instructor, not even breathing heavily. "Sir, you're correct about human physiology," she said, her voice carrying clearly in the stunned quiet. "We are weaker and lighter than most species here, but you overlooked something crucial." Vax groaned, his translator sputtering as he struggled to process what had just occurred. Around them, cadets of various species stood frozen, their compound eyes, sensory stalks, and optical clusters all focused on the small human who had just dropped their most formidable instructor. "Earth has over 200 different martial arts traditions," Maya continued, helping Vax sit up. "When you've spent your whole life compensating for being the physically weakest in any fight, you develop other advantages: technique, timing, understanding leverage, and momentum." Commander Zix, the Reptilian Academy director, emerged from his observation platform. His scales shifted from green to blue, a sign of intense interest. "Cadet Maya, explain your technique." Maya straightened, addressing the commander while keeping an eye on the still disoriented Vax. "Sir, on Earth we have a saying, the bigger they are, the harder they fall." When Lieutenant Vax initiated his attack, he committed fully to the strike. I used his forward momentum, combined with a disruption to his center of gravity and a nerve cluster strike, to temporarily disorient his spatial awareness. "Impossible," growled a Kragan cadet, his tusks grinding together. "You moved too fast. No human possesses such speed." Maya smiled slightly. "Not speed, efficiency. I eliminated unnecessary movements. While you all trained to overpower opponents, humans learned to redirect force. Lieutenant Vax's own strength defeated him." Vax finally regained his equilibrium, his forearms pushing him to his feet. His scales had shifted to a muted gray, the Thraxian equivalent of embarrassment and grudging respect. "I Underestimated you, Cadet. With respect, sir, you underestimated my entire species, Maya replied. We may not have your strength or the Vertex natural armor, but we've survived on a planet where almost everything, including our own kind, tried to kill us for millions of years. We developed different strategies. Commander Zix's scales rippled with approval. Lieutenant Vax modified today's training. All cadets will learn the fundamentals of human combat techniques. It appears we've been neglecting a valuable perspective. As the training session resumed, cadets partnered with humans for the first time without reluctance. The Kragan, who had challenged Maya's explanation, now listened intently as she demonstrated a basic throw. The crystalline Voltex discovered that their geometric bodies could actually work to their advantage, using human martial principles. Lieutenant Vax approached Maya as the session ended. I apologize for my prejudice. Your performance was exceptional. Maya nodded respectfully. No apology needed, sir. On Earth, we have another saying. Never judge a book by its cover. Sometimes the smallest package contains the biggest surprise. From that day forward, the Galactic Military Academy's combat curriculum included mandatory human martial arts training. Instructors learned to look beyond physical specifications when assessing potential, and Maya Chen became the first human to graduate with combat honors. The galaxy learned that sometimes the most dangerous warriors aren't those built for war. They're those who learn to survive against impossible odds.